So Anna Newton, otherwise known as the Anna Edit, is a hugely successful social media star. She has almost 500,000 YouTube subscribers. She has a best-selling book and she has a #1 podcast. She also has a huge amount of integrity, which is why I'm fascinated by her. And she lives in what was my hometown, in Brighton. But she's agreed to come up and join us at the club at the Ivy. Anna, welcome.
That was so nice. I was just like grinning throughout all of it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I mean, let's just say that the guys here with their equipment, all of this that we're using, and in actual fact, we've got 2 cameras and a third camera who's filming the 2 cameras. Are you intrigued by all of this? Because this is your area, this is your world, this technology, isn't it?
Yeah, when we were mic'd up, I was like, oh, I might have to take a little photo of this microphone.
You're wearing the weirdest mics.
I know, they're so good. So I love the technology side, the lighting side. I mean, I've been doing this now for almost 10 years. And back in the day, I was doing it on a camera that my sister bought me for my birthday. It was bright pink. I would put it on a cereal box. Like, that was my tripod. I didn't know how to edit. And so I just had to do the video in one take. Just like one take, 10 minutes. If I got it wrong at the end, I'd have to go back to the start and start from scratch again. So it's a completely different world now to what it was.
So you were one of the original, I mean, I say the 2010 YouTubers, when no one really knew the potential.
That's when I started, 2010. 2010. Yeah.
I mean, as you say, you were sort of making little films, what, in your bedroom, in your home?
Yeah, it was in my bedroom. I was a uni student at the time, studying in Nottingham. I was doing a degree in psychology. I've always loved beauty. I've always loved fashion. When my dad had like AOL, and it was very exciting when we first got dial-up internet, I'd start chat rooms to talk about like, let's talk about makeup girls. Like, so I've always been really interested in that and like kind of finding these communities online. And I started following like Pixie Woo, Tanya, Lisa Eldridge, Ruth from A Model Recommends. Yeah. And I just thought, you know what, let's like give this a go with this tiny little camera. And I just recorded myself in my university bedroom.
Do you know, I'm gonna interject here, but isn't that extraordinary? Every single one of those people you mentioned, I think without exception, is represented by your agent.
Quite a few of them, not Lisa. I think
not Lisa.
Them, all the
others are with Gleam. So did you ever think that would happen to you, that this became your job, this was your career?
No, I mean, I'm now at the point where if I saw Pixie in a room, we'd like go over and have a little chat, like they're friends. And that's great. That just blows my mind, completely blows my mind.
I am fascinated by you because, yes, you were at university. Now, a lot of your peers were all doing it in their bedrooms at home, living, it's so interesting, living outside of a city, so quite solitary lives, quite rural or suburban lives. But you were with the academics. How did they view you doing this? Because YouTube has a bit of a bad, I am obsessed by it, which is why you're here. But I work for the BBC where I have to convince people that this is the way ahead. Yeah. For your contemporaries at university, how did they take it?
So it's an interesting one. My friend Nick, who I'm still friends with now, actually kind of helped me with my website. And he set me up on a server. Like, he's still my server guy now, which is brilliant. But aside from him, I really didn't tell anybody for almost 12 months. I had this blog, and sometimes people would mention a different blog that they'd seen, a different blogger. And I was like, interesting. Yeah, this blog thing, cool. When I actually had one the whole time. So yeah, it was about a year. And then people started cottoning on, and then I'd go to like the uni club and some girl would drunkenly come over and be like, so I stumbled across your blog, and from then it just grew. But you're right, it's a very interesting, weird thing. Like, if a taxi driver ever asks what I do, that's like a whole can of worms.
Do you not say it?
So it depends. If I'm chatty, sometimes I'll be like, I'm one of these weird people who makes videos on the internet, not sexy ones, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. If not, I work in IT, I work in insurance, like something like that, just to calm them down.
They say you have to have a gimmick, and you have a very strong, not a gimmick, identity. And I introduced you as the Anna Edit. And your book is called
An Edited Life.
An Edited Life. I mean, how clever. It's very clever to call your channel the Anna Edit, and your book An Edited Life. So there is this theme here. And I think what intrigued me about you is you are the total antithesis to myself. You are so ordered. And I think this is what fascinates many people who follow you, is that, you know, let's talk about your capsule wardrobe. You know, you open your wardrobe, everything is color coordinated, you throw out, you bring in. That edited life is your gimmick, isn't it? Although you live it, so it's not a gimmick.
Yeah, I never really realized that would be my thing now. Like when I started 10 years ago, it was just beauty. It was literally just makeup. That's all I would talk about. And then there's only so long you can talk about one thing for. I think I did probably about 5 years just talking about makeup. And then we moved down from, we were living in London, we moved down to Brighton. And then I kind of started to add a couple more strings to my bow. I really am interested in interiors. I put more style into it, food, travel, all of these different things. So back in the day, it was called Viviana Does Makeup.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was like...
And when you change, because you can't upset your followers love you. And we'll talk about when you introduce people like your husband, you know, these people have got to come in and you've got to keep them all happy. So when you changed your brand name, was there some disruption?
I was so nervous. I was so nervous to do it. I bought the new brand name probably about 9 months before I actually set everything live, and we redid the website, we redid the logos, all those sorts of things, all the banners. So I sat on it for a really long time. I was worried, I was concerned, but I think by that point it had become, I mean, Viviana isn't even my name. My name's Anna. I set it up under a fake name so no one could find me.
Oh, right.
And of course back then it was all makeup. So actually by the time it changed, I think the content had changed anyway, and people were like, oh, this makes so much sense. And that was kind of the overriding response was.
And they say, so you have almost 500,000 on YouTube and a lot more on Instagram, but they say getting your first 100, I wish, 1,000, once you've done that, you're flying. Do you remember, what do you think gave you your biggest boost in subscribers?
I've had just this like slow and steady growth all these years. I think some people have had like a video that's gone viral or a collab that went down really well. Mine has been just slow and steady, like wins the race. I can remember back in the day on the blog platform that I used, you couldn't see analytics. So I had absolutely no idea how many people were looking at my blog. And then I remember going online and I could check, and like 1,000 people had viewed it in the last 3 months. And I called my mum. I was like, Mum, that is not just me refreshing it. Like there are people reading it. She's like, yeah, and of course people, I've told Leslie at work, of course people are reading it. But it kind of blew my mind. That was such a huge moment.
And do you think, slow and steady, that's why they've stuck with you? Because we've seen over the years people, massively successful YouTubers, slash their audience, they just fall away. Yours have stuck with you because we've seen you grow up. Now, this is when it becomes stalkerish, because I love your husband, Mark.
Oh.
I love him. And he's become bolder and bolder because, it's non-negotiable. He is part of it now, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was around before, he met me before I started doing this. And he was one of the first people I told back in the day when I was like, I've been doing this weird thing on the internet secretly for like a year. And he was like, cool, okay. And he's never had a problem with it. He's like, if you want to put me in a video, put me in a video. I don't mind.
But you're in bed. Cool. I mean, when you were on holiday, I know so much about them. Was it Portugal? And you wake up on your birthday and you're both in bed. And I thought, oh my God, is Mark did he buy into this?
He doesn't care. He's so chill. He is so chill with it. He really doesn't mind. He's up for anything. He's like, go on, yeah. Oh, he's like, do you want me in this one? I'm like, oh no, it's fine. You've got, just special occasion.
He is very good because he knows the boundaries, doesn't he? He doesn't, he doesn't enjoy himself too much. Do you know what I mean? Which would be, he knows how much is expected of him, and then when to take a step backwards. And that's important, isn't it?
I think neither of us are like camera people.
No.
Like people always say, my friend Lily, Lily.
Yeah, Lily Pebbles.
Lily Pebbles, other blogger. She's always like, it's so weird that you do this because you're not a natural kind of like, hey, every guy, like I'm not like a jazz handy kind of put me in front of the camera kind of person. So, and he's the same. It's very strange.
It is. And that's why I remember when I started watching you and you were applying makeup, and what I loved, I mean, so often people will have applied makeup and there's 8 shades of bronzer and you just see it's like a map of the world, but you wouldn't look that much different after you'd put the stuff on. And I just thought, gosh, this is really interesting because you do it very tastefully. Tastefully, integrity is the word I will always use around you. You do stand alone.
Thank you.
But you're in a world where there are a lot of crazy people.
There's a lot of noise. There's
a lot of noise.
a lot of noise in our industry, and the more, I mean, you think, like you said, 2010, I could probably name the UK beauty bloggers on like two hands, and now you can't.
No.
But I think there is something for everyone. There is something out there, and I think I appeal to the people who probably just can't be arsed with makeup all the time, and we like it, but we don't want to put a load on. We haven't really got the time or the energy or the skills, to be fair. But then there are people who cater for the complete other end of the spectrum. I think that is what is so brilliant about the online world. Is there really is, like, whatever your niche is, whatever you're into, there's someone who's doing it online, and you can kind of follow them and see what they're up
to. To bring it right up to date, and I think this is very interesting, because in my job as a BBC presenter, sustainability is everything. And I think the last post you put up, and it was so interesting, because part of the YouTube thing is hauls, you know, so there'll be a delivery from Zara and they'll have Zoella sitting there going through all this stuff, or whoever. And you very boldly said this week, I'm not doing many hauls. In fact, I probably only do genuine hauls when I'm changing my wardrobe season to season. And then it'll be one black shirt or something. I mean, no, but it's very, and it's all about sustainability. And I think you have, you know, YouTube is getting a lot of scrutiny for this, that kids are just buying cheap clothes and throwing it away. You have to accept some responsibility, don't you?
100%. And I've done that in the past. Like, I've done those Zara hauls. We've all been there, and I still love to buy things. Like, who doesn't love to shop? I still love to shop. But it's finding a way of telling people, like, showing people it's okay to, like, rewear, mend, like
mend.
borrow.
I love the way you said mend.
Yeah.
Because I don't think most people even have a sewing kit. And you went mend a few things, and I thought, God, can I thread a needle?
I did a little mini lesson recently, and it was so therapeutic. It was the most therapeutic thing, and it was genuinely, I could just sit there and sew. It was so fun. And it's like borrowing clothes. Like, my friends never buy an occasion wear piece ever. I'm like, come round. I'm literally like a dress rental service.
Really?
They all just, like christenings, weddings, whatever you've got, come round. I've got a dress to wear. And like, we share and we swap, and it's encouraging people to do the same.
Yeah.
And sure, we're going to buy things. That's fine. I only really do about 4 kind of hauls a year. But when I think back to my uni days, that is significantly less. I'm buying high quality pieces that I will be wearing for years to come. Someone commented and they were like, I feel like I know your wardrobe better than my own. And I was like, that's brilliant. Yeah. That's like the aim here, is just to like rewear these basics.
I do. I think I know all your jeans.
Yeah.
Really.
People are like, those bloody jeans again.
You folding your denims, and I'm like, it's so weird what makes you hook into somebody.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, it is interesting, the future, because there is, as much as like an edited life, your book is, and it serves a purpose. A lot of books come out that I'll tell you now end up in a chuck out bin at work. They just do. An edited life is a practical working book. It shows you how, if you live in chaos, you can start to have order. And when you have order, you start to have success. It's a very, very clever book. It did very well.
I'm so chuffed with the book. So people say, oh, is there a second? I'm like, oh.
So can I ask you that, Anna, then? Do you pitch that to a publisher, or did someone come to you and say, look, this there's a niche here that you could fill?
I pitched it. Yeah, I've always wanted to do a book. I was trying to write one about beauty. I could write one chapter, and then I was like, I've got nothing else to say.
Done.
Yeah, it's been done. It's been done so well. Sally Hughes, hello, buy that book. It's brilliant. And I was like, I don't know what I can really add to that conversation. But Life Organization, they were becoming my favorite blog posts to write. I could just write like a 2,000 word blog post would just take me a couple of hours, and I really enjoyed it. So I put together a proposal and was really lucky to have interest, met with publishers, found the perfect publishers. They were brilliant. And then I actually had to write a book. Yeah, like the book proposal is 5,000 words. The actual book, it was supposed to be 70,000. It ended up being 80,000. Haha, edited life. Like, it's like, oops, I've gone too far with this. I really enjoyed the process. It took me the best part of a year.
And it's an interactive book. It's like, I think Filofaxes are coming back, in that we like to have hard copy. We like to write. Yeah. And that's what I loved about your book, is you were writing, there's columns and there's order. So what do you think then? You know, your channel is, in a way, slightly soap opera, in that Mark is there, in that we see when you go on holiday. I love it when you come back sweating from your yoga class, because I think I know where you go for yoga. But you come in and you go, right, I've got nothing in the house and I've got to make something for Mark or something. And we buy into all of that. Where's it going to go? Or do you just not plan it? You just go, I'll just keep filming my life and throw it out there.
It's the weirdest thing. And obviously, like, given my book, I feel like, we know each other quite well. I'm a planner. Like, I love to plan. And this career path that I've kind of chosen, or has chosen me, like however we've ended up on it, you can't.
No,
like, you
that's
just
the anomaly,
don't know.
isn't it?
And that's the weirdest thing. It's perhaps the hardest thing that I find with all of this. Like, all of a sudden, Instagram releases Instagram stories 2 years ago, and then that's huge. And now, can you imagine not doing it?
No.
Like, so these things change and things evolve, and you have no idea what these platforms have got kind of round the corner for us. And that is weird. That's the thing that I struggle with. But you just have to kind of keep on going. There's no real plan.
We talked about the original YouTubers, the ones that are still with Gleam or have been with Gleam. When you all get together, you must feel proud of yourselves because you were there, when no one else got it. You're probably still having to, I don't know, explain. I know myself when I mention YouTube, people just gloss over. So you probably still have it. But you must feel proud of your peers.
100%. I'm so proud of this industry, and I feel so lucky to have got in at the right point, because I think if I hadn't, I graduated, ended up working in PR for a bit, I did office jobs for a bit, I would probably still be doing that. Like, that's what I was doing at that time. And I think I'd be looking in like, oh, I wish I had, maybe I'd thought of that and I didn't give it a go. I'm so pleased that I did. But you know what it's like. It's the hamster wheel. It just kind of keeps going. I feel like you don't ever really stop and think, oh wow, we've had a crazy year. It just sort of keeps going, and before you know it's the next year, and we're 10 years down the line almost. It's
Do you ever?
bizarre.
It is solitary.
Yes.
I know Mark's in it. Mark, we talk a lot about Mark, but it is solitary. I work with a whole group of people, so when I'm having a down day, I can either blame them or say, "Oh God, come here." But it's all from you. This is all got to come from you. So your Christmas party is you, basically. And
you know what I have? There's one person, and it's my dad, and he is my bookkeeper.
Really?
Yes. So he wins Employee of the Month every month.
And would he give you feedback?
Yeah, he's really sweet. He messages me and he's like, well done, Anna. Like, if he sees stuff, he follows me on Instagram. He only likes photos if they've got me in them. He won't like a food one. He won't like a makeup one. But if it's got me in it, he will like it, which is very sweet. So there is someone who's kind of on my team. It's my dad. But yeah, he's like cheering for me in the corner, which is very sweet. Very sweet.
That is, and he's probably younger than me, actually. He'd be in his 50s, wouldn't he?
I think,
damn it. He truly is younger than me. I need to say just finally, my hair, when I met you, actually, when you came on my show, and I've forgotten the name of it, this is how, so I'm wearing the stuff.
Middleaged Dry Texturizing Spray.
Thank you.
I was about to say, your hair looks amazing today.
Well, Anna, can I say it's all down to you, actually? And this isn't a collaboration at all. This is only because you believe, you buy into the people that you trust. Who do you follow?
Oh gosh, I love.
Just name one.
Oh my God, Katie Jane Hughes. Do you follow her?
No.
She's a makeup artist. She's from the UK, but she lives in New York. And her recommendations are, amazing.
Guys, we've got to go to New York. We've got to go to New York.
She would love you. Oh, you guys would get on like a house on fire.
All right, are you two ready for this? Also, I love these mics. Anna, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
She's everything when you watch her that you want her to be. And I see a lot of people when they're not in front of a camera, and you suss people out very, very quickly, don't you guys? And you just think, this is Anna. Anna, the Anna edit is what you see is what there is. Integrity. Thank you.
Thank you.